Hi everyone, it's Patty the Quiet Sister. Welcome to the channel. For today, it's a special day. We're doing a blog hop, so be sure to check out Pixi Dust Designs blog, and there will be a video hop and a blog hop, so we're very excited about this. So I'm going to do a quick run through of all the products and then show you some cards, and then we'll get into my video. So the first product is called The Lord is My Shepherd, and it comes with the great stamp and then the dies. So this is what it makes. Absolutely adorable. So cute. So there's that set, and then this is the card I made with it. And then the background is a die set from Waffle Flower, and these flowers are a die. Oh, I can't remember the name off the top of my head. Mini Flowers by Pixi Dust Designs, which is from the previous release. So I made this, and I just I cut off. I know I shall not want, and I just did The Lord is My Shepherd there. So super duper cute. So there's that card, but I also used, oh, nope, getting ahead of myself. So then for this card, Be Strong and Courageous. Isn't that lion adorable? It's this die set called Be Strong and Courageous, and again, the sentiment comes with. So this is what it does. I mean, she just knocked it out of the park with these die sets. So very cute. And then this is just a postage stamp die, and then used an oval, and then cut the grass out with an oval too. And then this is the Hills and Borders die from Pixi Dust Designs. That's how I got that wave. And did a little embossing folder action. So that was really cute. And then one other die set I want to show you real quick is the He Fills My Cup with Grace. So this one I see more as a fall Thanksgiving blessing kind of die set. Flip it over so everyone can see. So you've got like the Bible with the marker, and then the coffee cup and a pumpkin. So I do see this more as a fall, but I mean, you can do pumpkins in any color. So this was so cute, and I did a card with it too. So I used all the vines, cut out a bunch of vines, and just sort of did it around there. And this is a, oh, I can't think, an embossing folder by Spellbinders. So that is the card I made with that. And I did make a tag, yeah. I made a little tag. I thought I would use this next year, not this year. We have several people making confirmations. And so I thought I might make this as a gift tag that goes on to their gift and tuck a little, you know, monetary something in there for them. So I thought that was a really cute idea. But with these three, I decided to break out the fall box card B set and do a little stand. So we've got the lion from the Be Courageous, the sheep from The Lord is My Shepherd, the Bible from He Fills My Cup with Grace, and then the Walk by Faith is a different set I'll show you. But I just feel like it's so cute. It folds down, so it fits in a 5x7 envelope. And then the florals are from the Be Courageous set and the mini floral set from Pixi Dust Designs. So there is that. Okay, moving on. I'm taking too long. We have the Pixi Dust Designs Filigree Pocket Die Tag, which is what I used on this one, and it's also what I used on this one. So either one of these I would use for confirmation. I think they're adorable for that to tie into the package. And I love a Converse shoe, so very cute. Do a little up close of those. So, and then I did one more Walk by Faith, obviously for a girl. Did the red shoe with all the florals. And that was so fun. So there's that card, and here is what the die set looks like. And one of the designers did like a sunburst stencil and then did this on top of it, and it turned out fabulous. Look again on the Facebook page. It's amazing. So there's the die set for that. Okay, next is the You Are the Light of the World. So it does a little lamp, and you can certainly, I can see putting foam tape behind it and putting one of those little chibi-tronic lights behind it and using that if you want to. The sentiment is just so wonderful to me. I can see me using it again and again. And the lantern comes together so quick and easy. So I made a couple cards with this. And this is a Greetery Capsule Basics die set that I used for this card. So there's that. And then I may use this as a Spellbinders background that I used for this as well. And just did like falling leaves. So there is that set. And then the grand finale. I made a couple cards. This is God Will Meet All Your Needs, and I didn't get the stamp set. She didn't have it ready yet. She'll mail it out. But that's what it looks like. I mean, amazing set. So on this card, I used the set, and then I used the Damask background die from the previous release, last month's release. And then I used the Classic Sentiments die set as well on both of the cards that I made from the previous release. So there's another birthday card. And then I made a Thinking of You card, and I did it all in shimmery glimmery. And this is the one we're going to make together today. So, and it would be cute this way too. I actually prefer it this way. That was my intent. And then I glued this on the wrong way, and it's fine. I wanted it to go that way, but I think this card is so pretty. So again, it's the God Will Meet All Your Needs, and then the lattice background is from the Elegant Lattice cover from the last month's release. So a lot of fun and exciting things, so let's get started. So first I cut all of the flower parts out of cardstock. I used a light blue and a light pink. And now I'm using inks to ink blend on them to add a little bit of color and depth. So for the pink, I used It's a Girl, and for the, I believe that's what I used. For the boy, for the blue, I used Cummerbund, and then for the yellow, I used Catching Rays. Yeah, It's a Girl, It's a Boy, and Catching Rays. Sorry about that. And now I'm coloring the stamen all with my black alcohol marker. It would have been so much easier to cut out of black cardstock, but I couldn't find any at the time. I have found it since then. And now I'm just coloring the green portion at the base of the flowers to where it hooks onto the stem of the flowers. So I just wanted to go over the flowers with you with this set, because there's, even though they're tiny flowers, she put so much darling detail into them. So the easiest flower is this one, the open flower. You just take the starfish looking center and glue it in there. And it's easy to tell because there is kind of like these short little legs here on the starfish. And it matches up perfectly with the short little legs on the flower. There's a embossed section. And so that's all you do for that flower. So then this flower that has smaller petals on it, this flower, this is how I tell the difference between them. This one has much thicker petals, and this one has much thinner petals. So the one that has thinner petals gets the 3 prongs, gets the bigger yellow cone, and then also gets the bigger the more curved pieces. See how these pieces are straighter and thinner? These are thicker and curved, more U-shaped. So for this flower, the one that has less petals, thinner petals on it, this piece goes behind it. So we'll just get a little glue on here and get this stuck on there. So this adds a little dimension behind, so you can see. There we go. So that goes behind, and now we'll start adding the other pieces. So next comes the black piece, the stamen. And that'll go right there. And then next comes the little yellow cone, the center. And then this little piece goes on top, so there is dimension to the flowers, which is fabulous. So just kind of grab it by the middle there and set it in the glue. And I know there's a lot of glue showing, but it dries clear. So there's that one. I'm going to let it set a second before I pick it up and show you. So this flower, the thicker one, this is the base. So there's nothing going behind it. So to get this flower going, we add the black right away. And then we add the longer thin piece onto there. And then we add the yellow on top of that, kind of right there. And then this little piece goes on top of that. Tap off some of the glue. So this one's had a second to set. Let me try and pick it up. Okay. Isn't it darling? It's the prettiest little flower. I just love it. And then the vines that grow with, so this is like a mandevilla or something like that. Just attach the flower to the vine, and 2 per vine. So there is this one. You know, I'll just pick them all up together to show you. Wish me luck. Okay. So here's the 3 different flowers in the set. So very pretty, very detailed. And I did them wrong, but I did some in glitter, and I don't, even though they were wrong, I'm not mad at it, so I'm going to keep them and use them. But those are the flowers. So I glued the flower heads to the stems and laid them on the background. So the background is some silvery white cardstock that I have that I think I got from a big box store. And then I used a new die from the previous release, and I'm trying to think of what it is. And it's not going well for me. One moment, please. I have it in my notes. There we go. Elegant lattice cover. Sorry that took forever. So anyway, I used some press and seal, glued everything down to get it where I wanted. And this is just kind of the base. And I add many leaves and many flowers. I fill it all the way to the top of the short side and all the way to all across the bottom. I don't know that I videoed all of that because you kind of get the gist. I'm doing the same thing over and over again, adding leaves, adding flowers. And then I had the hummingbird all glued together. Isn't the hummingbird so cute, all sparkly? It's such a darling bird. And you can move the wing so that it's at the side so the hummingbird can look like it's sitting and feeding too. It doesn't need, or standing and feeding, not flying and feeding. It's really cute. All of these stamp sets are just amazing. So we're going to continue to add. A great thing about this set, it cuts, I can't remember if it's 5 leaves out at a time or 6 leaves out at a time, but it does multiples. So I really love that about this set. So I'm cutting off the long stems, and I will save them and use them later on this card just to fill in. So now I'm filling in with more flowers. These I did out of glitter cardstock, and I didn't assemble them correctly, but I assembled them in a way that I wanted them to be, because we don't always have to follow directions. I'm figuring out where the hummingbird's going to go, get him added, and then I'll continue adding florals. I think I do some off camera. I still haven't done it yet. So now I'm adding the sentiment, thinking of you, and this is from the classic sentiment set from the previous month's release. I have used it so many times, not just for creating the cards for these videos and blogs, but also just in everyday life. Because who doesn't need a thinking of you card? And the happy birthday, and the scripts are so pretty. And then with graduation, the congratulation got used 3 or 4 times. So adding the top layer, which is the letters, to the first shadow layer. And there is a second shadow layer that I do not use. I try it and I don't like it, so I save it in the die set. And I just wanted this card to be all glitter. I wanted sparkle and shine and beautiful florals. So I'm going to add it right there. I play with it a little bit. And there's the additional shadow, and I put it down, but it's just too much. So I get rid of that. So we just use these layers. And I've used the letters on their own, and it's worked great too. But we're going to pop up the sentiment. I've had this foam tape forever. I can't believe it's finally almost running out. I had read somewhere or heard somewhere that they were going to stop selling it, so I think I ordered like 30 of those. And I think I'm down to my last 10. But hey, get a deal when you can get a deal. All right, so we got all the foam added, and now we'll peel it off and add some liquid glue to the back to adhere it. Because glitter paper, if you haven't tried using a lot of it before, it's easy to stick it on something, but it's hard to stick something to it. So you really want some really good liquid adhesive. That seems to be the best thing. So I was using Barely Arts glue. That's what I always use, is Barely Arts glue. And it works wonderful. But you do need to get a little pressure on there so that it adheres properly. And obviously with all this glitter, we're not going to need to add any bling, but we did add more flowers. Here comes the card base. I don't know why I don't have it. I do know why I don't have any made. It's been crazy, but that'll be a goal, maybe this weekend. Just doing some final cleanup there before I adhere it. Getting those little stems off. So I have a bunch more flowers to add on, but I was just kind of running it through my head, like, do I want more? Do I want, what do I want to do? Do I want to put some in a different corner? What do I want to do? And I just decided to go up and then go to the left to finish it up. Okay, here's the card we made together. Quick review, we used the Pixi Dust Designs God Will Meet All Your Needs hummingbird die set. We used the Elegant Lattice cover. We used the classic sentiments for the happy birthday, and we used the damask background die set for this, or in the next card, not on this card. So here's what we made together. And then here's where I used the damask background. So it's just an adorable set with the vines, the flowers, and the bird, the hummingbird. Okay, and then a quick review. These cards were all made with products from the new release. So please go check out the blog, check out the Facebook page, the VIP Pixi Dust Designs, so that you can see all the fabulous products in this new release. The Walk by Faith set, the He Fills My Cup with Grace set, Be Strong and Courageous set, and the Lord is My Shepherd set. So, I mean, I could think of a bunch of other things to use the sheet for. And then here again is the stadium card that I made. So thank you so much for joining us today. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.